Yo, what is going on, Team Tweedie? I hope you're all super well. Welcome to episode 18 of #AskTweedie. We got Dad here. How you going, mate?
Good. Ready.
Ready? Pumped?
Yeah.
You ready to provide some insightful and inspirational value to the viewers?
Insightful. That's it.
Whatever. So, we got 3 questions today, as usual. This is unedited, as every other episode, except for a couple when we go Instagram live. So, first question we got. Hey Sheldon, my question is, what type of coaching do you like best and what do you think is best? I'm going to start this off.
Of course.
Because I'm the player.
Of course.
But you're a coach as well, I guess. So for me, the type of coaching that I like the most is one where I just get to play games the whole session. Well, I'm just being real.
That reminds me of when you were young. All you want to do is, can we do shooting practice
Yeah.
now? Shooting.
Like, I love, that's my favourite thing. If we keep a game realistic, that's what I love from coaches. But at the end of the day, I'm not the coach, so they can do whatever they want. And if we get to play games, I'm a happy player. If we don't, then, you know, it's their decision. What was the second half of the question? What type of coaching do you like the best? And what do I think is best for a coach? I think the best thing for a coach is to implement, like, have a plan of what they want to achieve with the team. That may be a counter-attacking team, or if you look at Manchester City, a team that can keep possession and really hurt the other team like that. And then from that, build drills and have players that can execute on their plan. Because I think some coaches just go without a plan and just kind of play just to play and say, all right, this is the team we're going with, and don't change the tactics. And I think that hurts the team, and because they don't perform how they should, or they don't have the players to execute the game plan that the coach wants to achieve. So if you have really quick players, maybe it's not best to play a possession-based game. Maybe it's better to play a counter-attacking style. What do you think?
I suppose I have a slightly different perspective to you because you're thinking about what you want now, so you're talking tactical. And my view is more historical about what I've seen in terms of the coaches that you've had over the years.
Yep.
But there's 2 things that I would look for that I think is best. One is that the coach teaches the players how to execute technical skills. So,
are we talking younger players here?
Probably, yes, I think so. Younger players, but it's really important. Perhaps older players as well. Like, if you break football down into the technical skills, there are so many tiny micro movements. There's hitting the ball with a flat foot. There's pointing your foot where you want the ball to go. I could talk about that for hours. But so many coaches don't teach that, possibly because they don't understand it. But if you don't teach that to the younger players, they can't play football.
Of course, and when they make the mistake, they go, oh, come on, better, instead of taking them through.
You've got to teach them the actual skill, and you've got to give players individual feedback on the actual skill, whether they're doing it right or not. Otherwise, they don't learn. But the second thing is completely different. It's not actually about football. It's about any kind of sport. And I've said this to you plenty of times.
I think I know what you're going to say.
The 2 coaches that I most admire in the whole world are Alex Ferguson from Manchester United, and a guy that at least 2/3 of you have probably never heard of, called Wayne Bennett, who coaches rugby league in Australia. Half of you probably haven't heard of rugby league either.
That doesn't.
But they're probably the best coaches ever in their sports, maybe. And the thing that they had in common was that they coached the players as individual people. So Ferguson is famous for not coaching skills or tactics. What Ferguson coached was understanding the player, understanding his emotional situation, his family situation, his life, and talking to them individually. And so many of the coaches you've had didn't do that. They coached a team and then they walked away. You've got to coach players individually. You've got to understand them as people, because they're all different.
Mentality, and I think that's a really good point. Next, bang, you smashed that one.
Bang.
Okay, this one is great for you, but I don't know. Let's just get it. So this is longish message, so I'm just going to cut it down to the most important thing. By the way, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section below. Send me a message on Instagram, send me a Facebook message on my Facebook page, or send me a Snapchat. I'll try and get to as many of you as possible, and if I don't, then just send it again. Okay, this one is, have you got any advice? Oh, okay, where should I start? My parents don't support me and think that football is a waste of time and you can't get any money from it. Have you got any advice on how I can explain this to them and if I should still chase my dream of becoming a professional footballer? So basically we have a player here. Parents don't support the player in what they want to do, which is chasing their goal to become a professional footballer. Do you have any advice?
Well, sure. I mean, it doesn't apply to me because I supported you from the beginning.
Exactly. That's why I thought it would be difficult.
Other people thought I was insane at times because
yeah.
They thought I was just obsessed with you and your football, which I was, because I could see talent in you. But it's interesting for a guy my age. I mean, when I was your age, nobody played sport professionally. Even the players that played cricket for Australia, say, which was about the pinnacle.
Yeah, you don't make much, did you?
They would retire when they were 30 because they had to go and get a job because there was no money in it whatsoever.
Wow.
No money in anything. Maybe there was a bit in golf. Tennis was amateur, so there was no money in that.
Yeah.
And even when you started playing football, I was a bit dubious. I mean, I thought it was wonderful, but I was sceptical that you could actually make money out of it. Football is a bit different to anything else because it's played everywhere, so there's a million opportunities. But what I've realised over your lifetime, things have changed. And one thing that's changed is that there's a lot more money in football at a lot more different levels.
Yeah.
But the other thing that's changed is because football has become a business much more than it used to be. There's a million other opportunities in football. There's not just coaching, but there are so many management jobs, physio jobs, sports science jobs,
analysts,
event management jobs, commentary jobs. I mean, it's this huge industry. It's not just whether you're a good player or not. Maybe you won't make it as a player, but that doesn't mean you can't have a career in and around football.
Yeah.
But the other thing I'd say about this is this question, the question that you're asking, has been around for thousands of years. Not so much about football, but kids wanting to be an artist.
Yeah.
Kids wanting to be a singer.
And their parents
kids wanting to be a dancer. Kids wanting to go to Hollywood and be an actor or an actress. And their parents go, it's too hard, there's no money in it. And hey, sometimes the parents are right. Maybe they're right. But at the end of the day, when you're old enough, you have to make that decision.
Exactly.
As to whether you're going to chase your dreams or get a job. It's up to you.
And I think so much of that mentality is from all of us viewers who are around, 25 to 10 years old, even younger. For people like yourself, like parents, live in the generation where you have to go to university to be successful. Otherwise, if you don't go to university, you're not going to become successful. And I think now that's changing. That's changing so much. And you have players who are like Iniesta, Vincent Kompany from Manchester City just completed his business degree at age 30-something just because he decided to. And I think if you want to achieve something, you just have to go all in on it. And you've only got, like I say all the time, you've only got one life and you've got to decide what you want to do with that life. Maybe you need to sit down and talk to your parents and say, hey, look, I don't want to do this. This is what I want to do. And if you don't want to support me, that's fine, but this is my life. Because
but at the same time, you still need to get an education. I told you 1,000 times, you got to finish high school at least.
Yeah.
And I remember your mentor saying, coaches don't want some uneducated fool who is just a drop kick because they've never read a book in their life.
100%.
It's still a really good idea to get an education. And all those other opportunities in and around football that I was talking about, they all require an education.
Definitely.
So don't neglect that.
Yeah. So finish high school, finish that. Don't just... What you're saying is don't drop out at 15 or 16 years old just to chase this dream. You may as well just finish your education.
You can
exactly.
do both.
You may as well do both.
Next question.
Good answers. Dad. Okay, this one. I've had trouble with this in the past. how do I ignore teammates that give you a ton of stick or a mean? So basically, how can I manage teammates? How can I be with teammates who are mean to me? Now, this happened a lot. I used to get bullied when I was in teams when I was a lot younger. How old was I? Like 10, 11?
Up till 12, 13.
Yeah, and that was horrible, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Very horrible. Would I come back from training crying?
Sometimes.
Yeah, it was rough and it wasn't nice. And I stuck through that time. That was a tough time and I stuck through it and yeah. But there were other times as well where it was just simple conflicts between me and another player and we wouldn't get on very well. But I think... do you have anything to say?
Look, this is a simple question about bullying.
Yeah.
It's not about football, it's about bullying. It doesn't matter whether it's in a sporting team, it doesn't matter whether it's football, it doesn't matter whether it's in the schoolyard, it's a bullying question. And it's a simple question, but the answer's really difficult. There was one time where you were bullied at an academy.
Yeah.
And I decided that I'd had enough of it and I complained to the head coach of the academy. I kind of figured in that situation that I was paying a lot of money for you to go to the academy.
Yeah.
Therefore, I had a right to say, hey, I'm paying a lot of money.
100%.
My son's coming home in tears. This is not what I'm paying money for.
Yeah, I'm there to learn and get better at football.
They handled that very well. The parents of the kid that were bullying you handled it very well. And the problem went away. So in that case, it was okay what I did.
Yeah.
Certainly... I mean, when I was a kid, if you complained about bullying, the bullying would just get worse.
Yeah.
You never talked about it. You never dobbed anybody in. Now, everybody says that you've got to talk about it, you've got to tell people, and I agree with that.
Especially in a football environment. 100%.
Especially when you're younger.
Yeah.
However, when you are your age, like 20 years old, if your teammates are mean to you, this is a completely different thing. You can't have your dad ring up the coach of Crawley. I'm not suggesting that Crawley Town is mean to you.
Of course.
Don't get me wrong. But your dad can't ring up the coach of Crawley Town and say, hey, poor Sheldon's getting bullied. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
You have to learn over time to toughen up. Football's a tough environment.
Exactly.
And even though it's a team sport, everybody's competing for a position in the starting team.
Yeah.
Everybody wants your spot if you've got a spot.
Yeah, and they'll take you down at any length.
It's tough. And, you know, if your teammates aren't mean to you, the opposition certainly is. So, in one sense, it's part of the football education to toughen up and learn to ignore it. One of the things I've said to Sheldon over the years is, look at it this way. If you want to score a goal, you have to be ice cold, calm.
Yeah.
If you want to beat the player in front of you have to be ice cold, calm. Anything that brings emotion into it is bad for football. Yeah. So my advice would be try and step back from the individual thing and think about how do you play football? You play football by being calm and concentrating on football.
Definitely.
You've got to learn to block out that other stuff. You've got to learn to block out the noise of the crowd, block everything out, be focused. Yeah.
On top of that, I would say though, if you're giving me some stick and saying some stuff and I'm your teammate, I think it's better to... I'm not necessarily trying to say start something with the other player, but it's not going to help it. I've had this heaps in the past and it builds your character as well, where if I just take it and you just keep giving to me and I don't say anything, it's just going to continue to happen. And my character's not going to build. I'm not going to be seen as a leader. Whereas if you're saying something to me and I say something back like, I don't know what it is because I haven't even experienced it yet where I've said something back, but it's not mean. It's just, look man, what are you doing? We're here to train.
No, I've heard you have done this. I've heard you come home from training plenty of times and discuss this exact problem. And I can remember talking to you about it. And out of those conversations, my advice would be, if someone's giving you a hard time and being mean to you, don't say to them, shut up you idiot, with a whole lot of curse words mixed in. Say to them, hey, we're on the same team here, where the idea is to work together.
And almost laugh at them.
And leave it at that. So you try and make it into a constructive, positive thing.
Exactly.
If you start buying into criticising or using the same language to them as they use to you, that's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Then it becomes just a feud,
Yeah.
really.
So that's our 3 questions done for this episode.
Done.
Respect. Oh, that was awkward.
Always.
Yeah. Anyway, episode 18 is done. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and if you're new around here, join the hashtag AskTweedie family. We'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.